Shalom, giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to all you Akim out there preaching this truth throughout the four corners with truth and sincerity in your hearts and for the love of the gospel, all right? It's the brother Shamar Yah and the brother
Tazayar.
Khan, brother Tazayar. This is Great Millstone Branch, Gary, Indiana again. Get right into it, man. Jeremiah 10:23, it says, O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. All right. So if you say you follow the Lord, man, then if that's your desire, then you got to go and put effort toward that desire. All right. It's all the Lord is going to give you what you desire. He's going to give you over into what you want. All right. Now, if you want to serve Him, you got to make an effort to serve Him, man. You know.
I got a quick brief. Yeah. That's that Romans 1. Not really hearkening on to the homosexual aspect of it, but you said right. The desire though.
Yeah, let me read this one more time. It says, I know that the way of man is not in himself, but it is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. See, the Lord, He's the controller of everybody on the face of the earth, but He's not unjust. He's going to give you what you want. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Romans 1:24. Go ahead. It says, wherefore the power also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Yep. So He gave them up unto it.
Yep, that lust, man. What do you want? And this lust is not a sin. All right, but lust towards something wicked is a sin, because you can lust for righteousness. Lust is just a want. You can lust for women, and if it's not on the Shabbat, then you ain't going off. But what are you lusting after? If you're lusting after something that is wicked and lasciviousness, then yeah, it's going off. If you desire, I say wisdom and Solomon. But in this aspect of this scripture, he gave them over to their vile affections, because the lust that they wanted was vile, changing the glory of a man. Changing the glory of a woman. A man is meant to be with a woman is meant to be with a man, but they were laying with beasts. They were laying with like genders. Same thing is going on today. But if you go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, you got Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah, kind of.
If you got Wisdom of Solomon, it says, what do you desire? If you desire thrones and scepters, man, then seek wisdom. Because wisdom is going to lead you to what you desire.
And that's the flip side.
If you desire thrones and scepters, what's that? 5 and 17. No, it's not 5. What is that? Wisdom of Solomon?
I'll pull it up.
4. Type in wisdom.
Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 21.
6 and 21. Come on. Boy. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. It says, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. See? The desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, and ye may reign forevermore. Or forevermore, yeah. See, if your delight, and if you lusting after righteousness, if you delight after righteousness and desire righteousness, then you're going to put forth the effort, all right, to do it, and you're going to follow the things that the Lord said to do, and what the things abstain from the things He said not to do. All right. Now, with all this being said, you're going to fall, but that's the point of getting back up. How can you get back up if you don't fall? You need to fall. It's imperative that you have to go through straits. That's part of the doctrine. That's part of the walk that we go through. That's part of the desire of wanting the kingdom. Is this falling, but it's important to get back up. That's the important part. What was that scripture you said? Hebrews 11.
Because when you think about it, what delighted Yahweh, why Yahweh shy, or when Yahweh was when King Solomon prayed for wisdom. You know what I'm saying? He prayed to be able to lead the people. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave him everything else that came with it.
God.
You know?
Yeah, likewise, all the prophets, man. You know, they all wanted to serve the Lord. They ain't like, oh, I gotta serve the Lord again, man. They think upon the Lord with a cheerful heart. They don't think upon the Lord as a burden. You know, even when they was being burdened by the afflictions of the Lord, they still did it for what the Lord said, because they desired wisdom. They desired to know. All right, this is Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him, for he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. So seek Him often, not necessarily seeking Him. There's many ways to seek the Lord. You can either read, you could fast, you could pray. All right, all of these things go hand in hand with seeking the Lord. You could reverence upon Him. Or you could talk about Him in your day-to-day life to common folk, not just brothers in the truth that believe the same thing, like-minded brothers, but you can talk about the Lord to common folk that's giving reverence to the Lord. You worshiping Him. The word worship goes back into reverence. You know what I'm saying? You could read, you could study, you could meditate.
Right, because now the Lord is requiring us to make our own bodies a living sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
So seeking Him is basically doing His will, man. Finding out how to serve Him
Mm-hmm.
and doing His will.
That's right.
You know, to the best of your ability. The scriptures tells us that we should be occupied
Yep.
in prophecy, man. Pull it up.
Yep.
That was what he was, and then what was he is the word. So He's asking you to be occupied in Him, man.
Yep. And it's seeking the Lord has anything to do with His will, like your brother said, man. That's YouTube in Hebrew. That's YouTube and certain things about the scriptures. And man, you're a YouTube the specifics about a lamb just to find out more about the scriptures, man. Your mind is totally geared towards the scriptures. That's seeking the Lord. That's seeking the Lord's face. What you got? Luke 19.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start at the point. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 13. Yeah, straight to the point. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds, and said unto them, Occupy till I come.
Con.
You know, so basically what that means is, stay in the prophecy, teach this word, feed the flock. You know what I'm saying? Constantly, seeking counsel from within in this book, because it's gonna tell you on how you should walk in all aspects. Actually, you know what I'm saying. Some aspects may not be as clear, and that's why you need to go to men that's more seasoned in the spirit, that may know how to maneuver in that manner, where you might feel there's the gray area, but for the most part, we gotta occupy, which basically, He gave us 10 pounds, He gave you 5 pounds, He gave you one, you know,
That's right.
whatever He gave you, you supposed to be working, using the Lord, working with the Lord with it, man.
Yep. And that's being fruitful. Anything that is fruitful is gonna bring forth good tidings.
Yeah.
Not fruitful doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have fruit and you have to bring people into this thing. We try, but if you don't get any souls, even if you don't succeed in getting anybody into this thing, the words and the teachings, the doctrines that you producing is good fruit. You
Within
understand?
yourself.
Kind.
Yep.
Because when you read the parable in Matthew, the 13th chapter, it says the seed that fell on good ground.
Yeah.
It said some brought forth 60, 100-fold, 30. The seed that fell on good ground is the ones that's preaching the correct doctrine, good tidings according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And if you want those good tidings, man, then you're gonna work. You're gonna work towards it. You don't want to be, the seed that falls by the wayside on stony or the sun scorched. You wanna be the one that fell on good ground. So what do you have to do? You have to work towards it. You have to work on being rooted and grounded. Work on your confidence. Work on your growth. The faith is a gift, man. It's important to water that gift. You got something else? About?
Yeah, one more scripture. Cause Paul was touching down on that, man. He was talking about like not running uncertain, you know. Yeah, that's Romans. I mean, 1 Corinthians 9, and yeah, I'm gonna start at 25.
25.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Mm-hmm.
I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air,
Yep.
but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
That's right, bro.
You got it, bro.
That's right, bro. We don't do this thing for the like these pastors out here. They do it for status and clout and recognition, and fame. We don't do it for that, man. We do it for incorruptible crown. We do it for the kingdom of heaven, man. Yeah. It's like because our desire is being thrown in scepters, then get wisdom. That's why we do it. So we do all the things that comes with it, which is what? Keeping this flesh into subjection. When he said body, he meant his flesh. But I keep under my body and bring it to subjection. See, because when you're in the flesh, you think wicked thoughts. But we bring those thoughts into captivity. Mm-hmm. By what? By the wisdom and the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These words are much more powerful than the flesh. When anytime we think something off, or anytime we say something off, or do something off, we go back in the scriptures, apologize, and keep moving forward, man. But unlike the rest of these people, when you go to the book of James, right, it talks about how these people are deceived, their own deceitful lust. James 1 and 12. Actually, James 1 and 13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man." See, these people, they'll go off and say, well, if the Lord controls everything, then he had me go off. Now, that may be true, but he gave you over to what you already wanted. Was that reprobate mind, void of judgment. Verse 14, it says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed. So you are convinced of your own desires. All right? That word entice means to be convinced. All right, so you're convinced that wicked seed is convincing you day by day to go off. It says, then when the lust have conceived it, have conceived, it bring forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. Like how the prophets told. Well, I can't really say the prophet. It was the prophets, but it doesn't say that for verbatim. But we all know it to be the prophets. Like they told Cain, if thou doest well, then thou should have good success. But if thou doest wrong, sin lieth at the door. What you got?
I got Matthew 7 and 7, but I want to read. I want to go into the word seek right quick. Of uncertain affinity to seek, literally or figuratively, specifically by Hebraism, to worship the power, or in a bad sense, to plot against life. Be, go about, desire, endeavor, inquire, require.
That's right. All of those words are spiritual, man. Especially endeavor. Endeavors are obstacles that you overcome. And those obstacles that we overcome is the things that comes with the doctrine that we teach.
Yep, it says seek for, go about, desire. So verse 7, Matthew 7 and 7 says, ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. So that's what the Lord is saying, man. He like, if you literally seeking me, you're going to find me.
That's right.
And that's why we here right now to this day. We in the truth because we was actually seeking the Lord, man. In some forms of our lives, man. The Lord was always in our mind, like even when we was in the world, man. He was always a thought in our mind, like, what's the truth?
That's right.
And he was like, I'm gonna show you.
That's right. But that was it, man. Basically, if you want it, go and get it, man. If you want it, then you gotta go and get it. You gotta put forth the effort to obtain the crown that you seek. All right, well, with that, we're gonna say shalom. Until next time, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to you, Akim. Shalom.
Shalom.